Hi, this is Rajamouli and you are watching Bollywood Hungama.
It's a huge honor to have one of the finest directors that we have, the man who can imagine something which is almost unimaginable. He's also called God, and for very good reasons as well. Rajamouli sir and Senthil, who's the DOP for I think 7 of your films so far.
Yes.
And he's been around for 13 years from what I understand, and he has been doing some amazing work as well. So huge pleasure to have you guys on BollywoodHungama first of all.
Thank you.
Sir, apart from the fact that Katappa ne Baahubali ko kyun mara, another question that is like really burning, and it's like crores and crores of money is just totally satta lagaya ja chuka hai uske upar, that how nervous are you for the fact that there will be comparisons with part 1 of Baahubali, the conclusion?
No.
And even in terms of box office and almost everything, people will have that thing that the matching factor will take place all the time.
At the core of it, I always think my film as a story and me as a storyteller.
Right.
The medium, let's come to it later.
Sure.
So as a storyteller, you definitely must have heard stories from your mother and grandmother when you were a kid.
Absolutely.
Right? And when they put us to sleep, they start telling a story. And halfway through they said, okay, it's time you sleep. So next day, what we ask is, continue the story. We never ask them how better it is going to be, how big is it going to be. You know, how can we compare it with the story that you told previous night?
Correct.
We never ask. We just ask her to continue the story. Right. So that is the standard thing. That is the mood of the people at the present. Baahubali fans, they want to continue with the story because Baahubali is not a Baahubali 2 is not a sequel.
Correct.
The first part is half the story, and they're eager to see the second part of the story. And comparisons
Which is
will
a flashback in a way.
Flashback and contemporary both mixed together, right?
Correct.
So we have both the story of Amarendra Baahubali and Mahendra Baahubali running. We have both the stories running. Of course, there is a flashback in it. For me, the comparison, I don't think, once the film releases, there will be critics, there will be people who will compare the first part and second part. It will obviously be there. But for the regular film going audience, they just want to see the second part first.
Right. Okay, Senthil sir, my question to you is that what is the most frequent question asked to you apart from your sex appeal, which Rajamouli sir just mentioned? What is it that the most frequent question about the fact that Katappa ne Baahubali ko kyun mara? Else, like that how is his entire experience? I believe you guys have shot for 613 days on this film, which must have been like humongous by any standard whatsoever. So which is the question that is more asked to you, about the Katappa Baahubali factor or the fact that how did you maintain your patience level? Apart from the sex appeal.
The most curious obviously is why Katappa killed Baahubali. That is the most, everyone wants to know why. Because that's where the film ended on a very high thing, and thanks to the last minute screenplay changes by Rajamouli, so that question remains and everyone is very curious about. Maintaining patience is, that was actually like our whole team supported us, because there's a high chance of losing patience over a period of time, but whenever we are losing patience, someone would come up with a great idea which motivated us. So it was like more than patience, we were always motivated to do something, look forward for the next day. So that kept us moving for, probably if it was more, we could have kept more.
Sure. So one question to you is that you look such a calm and composed and such a saintly sort of person, but the ending that you have given to Baahubali 1, it's a very clever ending, sir. It's a very wicked ending that you don't even realize that the people, their breaths have stopped. For the last 2 years, they are waiting with bated breath. What really happened? It's such a curious thing that they're left with. They have had a full experience with the movie, but wickedly you've had that ending that anyone and everyone is going to watch your second part. So where does that wickedness come in you, sir? You look like a saintly figure. Trust me on that, sir.
I'm definitely not a saint. I definitely am not one. Second thing is, I wouldn't have put that sequence in the end if I thought it was such a wicked one. In the first place.
Right.
For me, when Sivagami declares Amarendra Baahubali as the future king of the Mahishmati,
right, sir,
that was a nice full stop for me to end the first part. And there are so many unanswered questions, people can see it in the second part. I thought that was nice, but I thought at the end, let's give a small pleasant shock for the audience in a very poetic way. If you observe, the music is very very mellow, very lilting, and it's very poetically done. But
Right.
I just didn't imagine that it would explode into such a big big question, such a raging motivation for the people to wait for 2 years. I never expected all those
Absolutely,
things.
absolutely.
Yeah. In fact, we didn't think we'll release the second part 2 years later. We were thinking that we'll finish it we'll release the second part in another 8 months or 9 months, like that. So,
Right.
I'm not a saint, I'm not wicked.
Wicked in the sense creatively.
I'm saying
Just keep the audience pulse. The
I'm not
audience
such a saint, I'm not such a clever guy also. I just expect all that.
Okay, now Satyaraj, Mr. Satyaraj, who's played Katappa. Now, many would say that maybe he became bigger than Prabhas as well, Baahubali itself in a way, because the amount of curiosity which was around him and the way people reacted to that man, it was wonderful. He's not like a young boy or anything of that sort, but he had that sex appeal that Mr. Senthil had as well, and people spoke about it. I've read columns where people have spoken about his entire aura that he had, and whether he was married or not, and what sort of life he must be having. It's like amazing that the sort of questions that were generated by that character. Had you ever imagined that something like this will happen with the character?
Like I was saying, we definitely expected the characters will have a big appeal with the audience, not just Prabhas and Anushka or Tamanna or Rana, not just the main the young guy, not just the young heroines and heroes. We knew all the Sivagami, Katappa, Bijal Deva, all these old characters will also have a very strong appeal on the audience. We always knew it.
Right.
Like I said, we never expected the question to be such a raging question. So we never expected Katappa to get so much of traction. But we knew people would love him. Definitely would love him. I think that comes from the characterization that's been.
No, absolutely. It's an amazing character. Senthil sir will be.
The way it was written and the way it was performed, or the look. See, like the character is written so well that he's bound by the rules, which everyone wants to, but we can't. Lots of times you want to follow traffic rules and we want to go straight. Exactly.
Right.
But because of situations we will waver. But when you see at Katappa, even in whatever situation is bound by the rules. So he's like a inspirational, aspirational character, like for our morality kind of a thing. So probably that kind of a thing might have appealed. There's so many factors, like probably
Morality, definitely.
Yeah,
his steadfastness, his sense of duty,
Exactly,
is amazing as well. Now, so Mr. Satyaraj, apparently he's in a bit of a soup right now, because there's some groups in Karnataka who have certain objections to what he said about I think Kaveri dispute, I think a few years back, and they are raising objections. So what is the latest on that?
First of all, I think it is very sad. Very sad that
It happened a few years back. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's the main thing. See, personally, we don't know much about the issue by itself. We just know that it's a very serious and
Sensitive issue as well.
Sensitive issue that obviously everyone knows, but we don't know what happened and what exactly happened. We never knew until this thing came about. Even now we don't know what exactly is the issue.
Right.
Though I understand Tamil a bit, though I understand Kannada a bit, I don't know what exactly Mr. Satyaraj has said, and what is the exact thing that hurt the Kannadigas. But it's a sad thing. We have worked with Satyaraj for 5 years. He's a very sweet guy, very soft-spoken guy. I can't even imagine that he can speak so forcefully. I just seen the video. I don't understand the language, but I can see that he's talking vehemently. I couldn't imagine that's the same guy that we worked with. But my thing is, he's a character. He's a character actor in the film. He's neither the director nor the producer nor the hero, or anything. And whatever comments he made some 9 years back.
Correct. Absolutely.
9 years back, and after
the first part is already released. Why do they have to come now?
About 20, apparently I believe some 25-30 films of his released after that in Karnataka. There are some films which he produced also, which released in Karnataka. And yeah, Bahubali Part 1 released, and apparently I believe some film is running even now. Even now some film of his is running. So obviously whatever he said angered the people of Karnataka. That's obvious, but turning that anger onto Bahubali, I think it is.
Yeah,
it is
but sir,
not right.
do you find it a bit sad that the way filmmakers they're treated as soft targets, be it say Shah Rukh Khan or Amir Khan, even Sanjay Bansali in the recent times, and that we won't let you film it, and Mr. Bansali had a very sad incident as well. Do you find that a bit sad that?
Yes, I do.
And it's become a regular feature now.
Yeah, it has. It has. See, freedom of expression is one of our constitutional right, the fundamental right of the people. People should be able to express whatever they want to. Yes, hurting the sentiment has become not to hurt sentiment of people has become as a problem these days. I think there should be some kind of balance, some kind of balance which lets people do what they are supposed to do.
Absolutely. Senthil sir, the camera work in part 1 was outstanding. When you see the promo of Bahubali 2, the camera work is, frankly, I think in India we've never seen something like this ever, and it is definitely world standard by any notches. Especially I think the aerial shots, the way they've been taking, especially of the war sequences, they are simply spellbinding. So how many cameras were you using, and what was the entire approach like?
It was not about the number of cameras.
Right, sir.
It was about how much pre-planning we did.
Right.
So like we pre-visualized the whole war, and there was regular inputs obviously from the director to every HOD in the team.
Sure.
So everyone had their input. So it worked towards betterment of all the shots. So majorly, principally, we shot only with one camera. So for some sequences, probably 2-3 cameras. So that was the maximum we have used. So it is definitely not about how many cameras we used, about how we did it.
Sure.
So that way, like our pre-visualization really helped us in getting whatever we are seeing it. So it's a complete team effort in every aspect.
Absolutely. No, you're being modest, sir. You are being modest. As you're being modest about your sex appeal, you're being modest about your camera work as well. Sir, as I mentioned to you earlier, like we've known for filmmakers who make projects, and that this is going to work here, this is going to work here. Let's put an item song and this and that. But as I mentioned to you in the beginning itself, that you're also called a god as well, because the way you have the capacity to just make a film, it is not merely commercial venture for you. It is like a labor of love. It's like you're actually just investing a lot of emotions and feelings into it. And as we mentioned, as we discussed, that it must be requiring a hell lot of patience and zen-like quality, what many would say, to just believe in a project, believe in something, and for so many days you've shot for it. Where does this quality come, sir? And what do you attribute it to? Because to actually execute something and then it becomes such a huge spectacle. First of all, there's a pre-visualization, the way he said, and then after that you're actually shooting for it. Then VFX, I think, play a huge role in your film. I think maybe in India, I don't know if anyone else is using VFX the way you are using, with so much of creativity. There is that you use the VFX, spend money on it, but then there's VFX, because ultimately as a viewer, for me, I have to connect at the human level, that emotional level, the way we like our movies. If it is just VFX, it won't affect. Like, I think a lot of people it doesn't affect. So just have that human factor in the VFX. So there's a lot of work that you manage to do. So what is the entire? How do you manage to do that, sir?
First of all, the kind of praises you're putting in.
All genuine, sir. All genuine. I'm sure that you must be used to it.
It feels awkward because see, whatever we have done, in
Right,
Baahubali, we have done it because we enjoyed it. We enjoyed every moment of it. We enjoyed conceiving the characters. We enjoyed creating the environments. We enjoyed shooting them. Of course, there is a lot of hard work in getting what we had in our mind to get it onto the screen. It required a lot of patience, but but we enjoyed even that too, even that too, getting the visual layer by layer, getting the way we want it to be done, getting it done by done in parts and parts. We enjoyed every part of it. So we don't think it like we have done something. I know. Yeah, it's hard work, but we don't think it is like we are no, we are sweating a lot, we are doing a lot of hard work and we are dying for that. It's not in that perspective. We have done it in a very enjoyable atmosphere. Even working, sometimes we work 20 hours a day, but still we enjoy that. So I can't put it in a completely different perspective. And coming to visual effects, once you realize visual effects is a tool to make your product, then everything, like a camera, like your sound recording, like your re-recording, like your acting, all these are tools to tell your story to the audiences.
Absolutely.
So the VFX is also a tool. You treat VFX as a tool, nothing else. Don't
Absolutely.
think of it like a cherry on the top or something like that. No.
Sure.
Just put some visual effect shots and everything will.
Absolutely. That's what I meant.
Work.
When I said
It doesn't
it's
work
part
that
of the
way.
part of the context of what you're saying.
It's a tool, but it's a very powerful tool.
Absolutely.
It's a very powerful tool. So if you have a story that requires that tool, you can use it to enhance your story.
Absolutely. So we'll have a rapid fire round with you because you have Karan Johar as producer, so we'll just we are huge fans of him and his rapid fire as well. So we'll have a rapid fire with Rajamouli sir now. Iga or Baahubali, a film you think revolutionized Indian VFX, sir?
I think Iga. Iga has much more complexity in terms of filming, visual effects, visualizing, everything. Iga is, I think, way ahead.
All right. If you ever get to the power to cast anyone who you want from Bollywood in one film, whom do you want to cast?
Everything depends on the story. Everything depends on the story.
And can we see you doing a film, proper Bollywood film?
I will, but at present, nothing goes beyond Baahubali. For
Absolutely,
me.
absolutely. So, if Hollywood tries and adapt Baahubali, who you think will be the perfect fit for the lead role of Prabhas?
I don't know. I never even thought about it. See, for me, I lived 5 years of my life
Absolutely.
imagining Prabhas as Baahubali. I can't even imagine any other person in that role.
Absolutely. Okay. A film from Bollywood you think have had the best VFX, sir?
Fan had fantastic visual effects.
Right, Shah Rukh.
It's a very, very complex job. They did a fantastic job.
Right. Okay. So, what is the weirdest answer you've given to Katappa ne Bahubali ko kyun mara? Question that must be.
I did. The simplest answer and the most time I answered the question was with I asked him to kill him and he did. I told him to kill him and he did.
Okay. We will take a few rapid fire questions with Senthil, sir. So, rapid fire with Senthil, sir. 3 reasons that make Baahubali 2 bigger than Baahubali 1.
Because one is because Baahubali 1 was such a big hit,
Right, sir.
and second one is we had more confidence when it became a very big hit,
Right.
and third one is because North Indian crowd accepted it in a big way.
Yeah, that's true. I think South movies, they generally don't do as well in North India, but this was a humongous hit by any standards. All right, sir, a thing about S.S. Rajamouli that makes him the ace of all.
He believes in hard work.
Believes in hard work. Fantastic. A director from Bollywood you wish to work with if given a chance. Who would you like to work with, sir?
Probably a visual director like Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Okay, all right. Did you get mobbed by people around asking Katappa ne Bahubali ko kyun mara? Have you been mobbed by this
Mobbed?
question?
Mobbed? No, I'm not a Prabhas to be mobbed. Yeah, but people when they come to know that I am the cameraman of the film, they do come and ask the question.
All right, sir, easiest and toughest thing of working with S.S. Rajamouli?
Easiest is he's very clear about what he wants.
Right, sir.
Toughest is satisfying him, getting what he wants to. That is the thing.
Absolutely, sir. It was a huge pleasure to speak to you, and I think every moment that we've talked to you, I think it's been special for us. And all the best wishes for Baahubali 2. I'm sure that it's going to be like a huge hit, and looking forward to all your future ventures. And we hope that you keep on revolutionizing the Indian film industry the way you've been doing. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you. That's all we have from BollywoodHungama. Keep on watching.
Yeah.